It's a spectacular view, isn't it? Our waterways support and attract commerce, provide recreation, sustain wildlife, and give us a scenic backdrop that makes us proud to call Allegheny County home. It's taken years to make our waterways safe and clean, but we still have work to do. Hi, I'm Larry Richert. As a native of this region, I have a real concern for what happens here in my hometown. Wet weather overflows have the potential to spoil our natural resources. These overflows can occur when we get too much rain or lots of snow melting quickly. If not handled properly, these overflows can result in fines from the Environmental Protection Agency to local communities. In this video, you'll learn about the overflow problem, how it's impacting our communities, how a local program has taken the lead to find some solutions, and where you fit into the picture. To understand overflows, we have to first look at the difference between stormwater and wastewater. Then we need to learn about the system of pipes that carry it. Wastewater is any water that passes through the pipes inside our home. Stormwater is any rain or snow melt that flows outside of our home. In communities in Allegheny County, there are two types of collection systems that handle this water. The combined system, which was constructed before the 1940s, and the separate system, which was constructed after the 40s. In the combined system, one set of pipes carries stormwater and wastewater to the treatment plant. In a separate system, stormwater travels in a separate set of pipes, where it is discharged into nearby waterways. When it rains or when snow melts, extra stormwater can get into either of the systems. This can create overflows. The combined system was designed to discharge water at designated points when the collection system reaches capacity. According to environmental regulations, overflows from this system are now restricted and must be significantly reduced. Overflows from a separate system violate the Clean Water Act and must be eliminated. The wastewater and stormwater should remain separate. At least half of the overflows that violate EPA regulations come from inflow and infiltration problems that affect the entire system in our region. Inflow is stormwater runoff from sources such as roof, driveway, and foundation drains that are illegally connected to wastewater pipes. Inflow can also come from deteriorated pipes and manholes. This allows stormwater into the collection system. One house might not be more than a drop in the bucket. However, a community with thousands of homes with illegal connections can cause the bucket to overflow, allowing millions of gallons of stormwater into the system. Infiltration is water that slowly leaks into the system from pipes that are cracked and broken. The problem with deteriorated pipes is that they cause problems in wet and dry weather. In dry weather, when the water table is low, wastewater exits the pipes through the cracks and contaminates the groundwater. In wet weather, when the water table is high, groundwater enters the pipes through the cracks.
The difficulty is that if we inundate our sewage treatment plants with water, with storm water, and the water gets into sewers that really should be used as a conduit only for sanitary materials, the treatment plant can't process that material rapidly enough, and it overflows in an untreated state into our water systems, into our streams, into our rivers. Those streams then have a much higher bacterial content, a viral content. The aquatic life may be endangered, may be killed. Furthermore, we take the water from those streams and from those rivers, and we process that again as drinking water. So that if we have a high load of bacterial and viral contamination in the water that we use as a drinking source because of these overflows, we further jeopardize the likelihood of somebody getting a serious disease from that.
The pipes weren't designed to handle additional flows caused by inflow and infiltration, and they weren't designed to last forever either. Collection systems are typically as old as the neighborhood that they serve. A decaying collection system is a problem we can't see. We know when our roads need to be repaired because we see the potholes. We know when to replace a burned out streetlight or to fix a broken window. But the pipes under the street could be in need of repair. How can we know for sure? To check the condition of pipes, communities use cameras to inspect their system. Let's take a look at the pipes under this street and see what we find. Imagine how many pipes in our region are in this condition. It's a problem that will only get worse with time. To meet environmental regulations and avoid costly penalties, cities all over the nation are being forced to fix their collection systems and improve the network of pipes that lead to the treatment plants. Keeping the collection system working is an ongoing task. Systems that are in good condition today need proper maintenance to avoid costly repairs in the future. Preventative maintenance is the key.
This project that you see going on behind me is just one example. If we had maintained the lines and grouted them and done preventive maintenance 20 years ago, we wouldn't be spending close to $2 million to replace over 8,000 feet of line. It's much more cost effective for your ratepayers and for the community that you live in. My suggestion for other communities is to take a look at their systems, determine what their problems are, where they're at, and look for the most cost-effective approach, and usually preventive maintenance will come out on top of any scenario like that.
We've learned why it's important to keep the systems that handle stormwater and wastewater in good shape. Overflows can create dangerous situations nobody wants and generate fines that can double or triple our bills. We also have learned how to identify where the problems are. Now let's see how one organization is helping communities to meet regulatory demands.
The Three Rivers Wet Weather Demonstration Program is an 8 to 10-year program funded by federal, state, local resources in response to the wet weather sewage overflow problem here in this region. The most obvious benefit from this program is that communities will get grants for municipal infrastructure improvements. In addition to that, communities will share in the performances of these innovative technologies with this project.
The first goal on the way to success is changing the way we think and looking at the bigger picture. This is Allegheny County. These lines represent the 130 communities or jurisdictional boundaries. But the water that flows from rivers, streams, and creeks doesn't recognize these boundaries. They flow within watersheds. A watershed is nature's boundary, where waters separate and flow to different destinations.
A watershed is like a natural bathtub in the Earth's surface. It's defined by the tops of the hills. That's the high point of the watershed. And the low point is the stream or creek that flows through the bottom of the valley that's created by those hills. When rainwater falls in a watershed, all the water runs downhill naturally, ends up in the stream, which then flows from the high end of the valley to the low end of the valley into another stream or a river. Since we have a lot of streams in this area, we have a lot of watersheds in this area. One of the hardest problems that we face is the institutional problem of getting people to think on a watershed basis rather than on a municipal basis. We think of our friends as living in different places, in different municipalities, but we don't think of that tie through our sewer systems. We've got to be able to bring that to the attention of the general public, to the elected officials in every municipality, and hopefully through a lot of public education, we'll be able to get that kind of a groundswell going that will enable people to understand that what they do over here affects somebody over there.
The second goal is technical, giving communities the tools they will need to fix their collection systems. The program sponsors workshops and seminars which bring the technology to the community. And the third goal is financial. The Three Rivers Wet Weather Demonstration Program administers grants to communities that want to demonstrate innovative and cost-effective ways to fix their collection systems.
These three goals center around cooperation. Communities that cooperate together will share in the benefits of this program.
Ignoring the problem not only will create a financial burden on a community, but also cause environmental problems as well. Over time, overflows can devastate stream habitats. This is what happened in 9 Mile Run, an area east of Pittsburgh. The program's first demonstration project is already underway in 9 Mile Run.
The communities of the 9 Mile Run watershed are the city of Pittsburgh, Wilkinsburg, Edgewood, and Swissvale, and those are the communities that are affected by the problems in the 9 Mile Run Valley. Those are both stream and sewage problems that affect the quality of the 9 Mile Run stream, partially because of sewage discharges that have been occurring in this valley for probably 50 years and have been documented for almost that long, and partially because the edge of 9 Mile Run is a brownfield site, which is an industrial waste site. It was a dumping ground for slag for many years, and that qualifies it as a brownfield site. The problems with the brownfield site are that it has narrowed the stream valley considerably, making the floodplain very small and the stream very fast because of it. The sewage problems have been ongoing for a long time and contribute to a degradation of the water quality here. The city of Pittsburgh has a number of partners from the federal government all the way down to local advocacy groups. We are working with federal EPA and the Army Corps of Engineers on restoring the stream itself. We have worked with the state departments of environmental protection and conservation and natural resources to do assessments of this area and to decide what the problems are and how best to solve them. Locally, we've worked with Carnegie Mellon University, Penn State University, and Carnegie Museum of Natural History to do assessments and make plans about how this stream should be restored and what are the elements that need to be dealt with when. As well as, most importantly, our partners in Three Rivers Wet Weather Demonstration Program, Alcosan, and that program to develop the plan and then to implement it.
It's going to take a team effort to solve this issue. Do your part to protect our waterways by following these simple guidelines. Eliminate stormwater connections. Conserve water. It's a valuable resource not to be wasted. Support the environmental efforts of your local watershed protection group. Participate in anti-litter programs. Think about what you put down your drain because it could end up in our waterways. But don't stop there. Take the time to share this information you've just seen. Urge your community leaders to join the efforts of the Three Rivers Wet Weather Demonstration Program. Together, we can make a difference. Sustaining and improving our natural resources is critical to ensuring the continued viability of this region. Your support is an investment in our region's future that will help keep these resources alive for generations to come. Thanks for watching. And remember, when it rains, it drains.